Quiet on set. Roll camera. Speed. Roll song. Speed in. Scene 7, shot 4, take 1. Action.
If there is a moment of great importance in the modern cultural history of Guyana, this could be it.
Ultimately, the goal was to really do a 3 years master's course in 3 months.
They were untrained completely, but they had passion.
So Paloma called me up. She basically said, the president's going to give money. They want to start a film industry. And the thing is, the way they want to do it is just give 5 filmmakers money and they just run off and do films. And I was talking to Paloma, I was like, that's lunacy.
Like I tell everybody, the way I write no more. I'm a whole new writer based on this entire process.
And they have to know from the writing, which is if you don't have a good story, you can have the greatest film, can look the best, can be edited the best with the best sound. But if your story sucks, then your film is going to suck.
I've learned so much in terms of, we just talk about how to structure your story. Lighting, I think one of the biggest things that we have learned is about lighting.
The whole process of the workshop, the process that we went through was so instructive. It may have been a little painful because of the time that you had to put into it. But at the end, I think we were all pleased with what came out of that tiny concept.
Walking away from this workshop with the amount of knowledge that I have, I think I'm like on top of the world.
The first discussions I had was with Cross Color and Mr. Birchmore Simon about launching this project.
We thought that film would have been an ideal vehicle to get our music out, because films generate a lot more revenue than CDs.
I always thought that Guyana as a location for filmmaking was as good as anywhere else in the world.
They submitted scripts to me, but then I realized that this couldn't be done simply by the government leading it. And having had the experience of working with Dr. Paloma Mohammed through Carifesta, where I became familiar with her creative talents, her organizational capabilities, I asked her to head this project.
I get emotional about it when I think about the opportunity that has come to our nation through our president, and then Dr. Mohammed agreeing to actually spearhead this kind of thing.
I thought that given the abundance of talent, the scenes here in Ghana, the social environment, that it would be a fertile ground to try to initiate a film industry.
The fact that this president supported the arts, I think that it's major and it's beautiful.
And so out of the Culture and Sports Fund, he set aside $10 million. The ministry then played that role, obtaining it from the Ministry of Finance and passing it on to the university so that we can get this project on its way.
When I saw Brian's design of what he was going to teach, I felt like this was such an opportunity for as many people as possible who have the interest and the time. If I had kept it close for the 5 people, it might have made my life a lot easier in terms of having to stretch this money that we had beyond. But Jesus is like, you have a loaf and you want to feed 1,000 people, but just have the intention of feeding 1,000 people and they get fed. And that's what happened with this project. Because if you start out with 5 people and 5 films and you end up with 8, and you start out thinking you're going to work with 22 people and you end up working with 180 something people, all of whom have to be fed, paid, and all of those things. I mean, that's a very, very, very drastic increase.
learning about lighting and learning about sound and script writing and all these things. It was amazing to me, and it really made me a better filmmaker.
I was piloted every step of the way to come up with the best script possible.
We got a chance to understand better how acting on stage and acting on camera, actually on film, differs.
Acting is something that I wanted to do growing up, but never really got the chance. And this project kind of gave me the opportunity to do that.
To teach in 3 months, we just did long days. It's such a huge team effort.
Even though it was really, really challenging, 2 a.m. on set, I had my crew waist deep in the Atlantic Ocean, and but regardless of the long hours that we pushed and some of the near impossible things that I asked my actors to do, we had fun.
You could see in the people's eyes, all the filmmakers here, the actors, the crew, you could see they felt the magic, and you could tell they felt the passion and felt the power of film flowing through them.
It was fun and exciting and different, a whole new experience for me. I hope this is like the starting point to a whole big movie making in Guyana.
I'm grateful for the fact of what was taught that would help us to now continue to build out a film industry in Guyana.
I've learned also about the writing of the movie, how to set up the script, how to pitch about the movie.
The journey has been awesome, but it's been exhausting.
I also am really, really worried about the people who are working on the project because they are not getting sleep. I don't know how well they're eating. They're definitely working overtime. They're stressed out because this is the process.
It was relentless.
I think that the United States government, who have helped to fund this project, USAID specifically, and Ohio University, should be tremendously proud of this young man who has come to Guyana and I think really put his hand and stamp on what could be a really historic movement towards storytelling in narrative filmmaking.
The persons who have been trained can utilize their skills now to go out, form their own little company, get their own equipment, work with other people and set up their own stuff.
I hope everybody keeps making films. The journey has been an exhausting one, but it's been a beautiful one, and I was able to keep going because I knew that the end result would be beautiful and everybody would benefit, and we're a big family, so I was rejuvenated by the power of the people.
I think I would have succeeded if I see next year and the next year, if I see films being made in the country by these people and others, if I see people teaching, if people get jobs making films, not only films that they want to make, but if they get hired by companies and agencies who want to make films about things, if they get those kinds of commission jobs. If we see the films entering film festivals and winning, and Guyana's name is out there internationally.
It has huge economic benefits, social benefits. It employs film industry. It employ a lot of people. Could become an essential part of export, as a career for young people. These are the benefits I see for the country.